What's going on? This is Ryan with Automatic Comics, and up next we are going to be going over the books that I sold this week, at least this week so far. It seems like people have enjoyed seeing those, talking about pricing, that kind of thing. So I've got some pretty cool books here, total of a little over $8,000 in sales. So let's check these out. Alright, so before we get started, please remember to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. So, like I said, I've started doing some videos each week on books that I've sold. Just if I haven't happened to have shipped the books out yet and I can, make a video about it, talk about these, then I've been doing that. So, if the book sells publicly, like on eBay, I will share the price, and all of these were sold publicly on eBay. So, public sales, I will share the price. If it's private sales, I don't share the price. I also picked up one book this week, so we'll go over that one as well. So we'll do that one first. So the book that I picked up was Millie the Model, number 27. And this one has this, this Bonnet's store stamp on it here. You will find a lot of Golden Age books with these Bonnet store stamps. They are, they're not super common, but they're pretty common. And so they are these big stamps. Sometimes you'll get a bunch of them like all over the cover. I picked this one up because this is actually a pretty nice copy of this book. It hasn't been pressed yet, but I think it could probably press to a 5 or even maybe a 5.5. It's got a little bit of a, see if it'll show up in the light, it's hard to see it, but a little bit of like a stacking curl and some light spine wear, some light creasing along the spine, and just a little bit of edge wear. But overall, a pretty nice copy of this book. Back cover is also very nice. The main detractor on the book, I guess, is the store stamp. But some people like store stamps, some people don't. I also just think it's a fun cover. It's got that cartoony good girl art cover content, and it'll be a little easier to see it outside of the bag. Bags always make these books look a little bit nicer, so you can see the what I'm talking about with some pressable defects on this book. So first, there are a couple little indentations there. You can see over on the edge, down on the bottom. And when you get to the spine, you can see that little bit of kind of like a crease slash, indentation along the spine, but it doesn't break color. So I think that should be able to be cleaned up pretty well. There is a little bit of pencil, kind of like writing. It's really light up between the L's on Millie. And then the back cover, you can see that there's like a fiber breaking crease here. It's white, so it's not really color breaking. A little bit of just, it's not really staining. I'm not really sure what I would call it. It's a little dirty on the back. It could benefit from, a cleaning as well as the pressing and all of that. But overall, pretty nice book. I think this is like 1951. It's yeah, March 1951. So pretty early and a pretty solid presenting copy of this this book. So yeah, so that's one that I picked up recently that I might get it. I might end up getting it pressed and graded. We'll see. It might be worth it just because it is actually a somewhat desirable cover from this run, and these books can be difficult to get in in these a little bit nicer conditions. You don't come across them all that often. So yeah, I might end up getting that one graded. I'll probably list it raw first, and then by the time, that's what I'll often do, is I'll list a book raw, and if I was planning on maybe getting it graded, by the time I decide to put together a submission, I'll just pull the listing and maybe go get it graded. So that might be what I do. We'll see. All right, now on to the books that I sold this week. We'll start with the raw books. First one. We have Action Comics number 212. This one is from that Golden Age collection that I bought along with Big B McFly. So we got a couple books this week that sold from that Golden Age collection. This one sold for $75 plus shipping, which is $6.50, so approximately $81.50 for this book. Really cool colors on this one. I think that's what really sells this book, is it's got this kind of like the bright pink background. It's got the snowman on the front, which is kind of fun, the rocket, and it's all the little the holidays going on here. You got 4th of July, Halloween, Christmas down there, and then I'm guessing that's supposed to be New Year for January. I guess that's the New Year. But Action Comics 212, $75 plus $6.50 shipping. Then the next one, this was also from that Golden Age collection. This is Adventure Comics number 223. This one, you've got Superboy on the cover with where he is Hercules Jr. But this one's actually a pretty decent copy. Like, this one is a pretty solid copy from that collection. This was $70 plus $6.50 shipping, so $76.50 for Adventure Comics number 223. Now, both of these relatively early Silver Age books. They've got the comics code there, you know, so not the Golden Age stuff, but relatively early Silver Age. And then the last raw book here, and then we'll get on to the slabs. Actually, a watcher of the channel, they picked it up on eBay. Just a reminder that if you are in the US, I do also do sales through my Instagram page. I'll do direct sales, usually PayPal goods and services, that kind of thing. And I can usually give a little better price than I do on eBay because I have less fees. But awesome book. I did a short about this one this week as well. This is Atomic War number 4. And go check out that short. There are some incredible images in the interior of this comic. That's going through a lot of Golden Age comics. You realize that there's a lot of interior art that isn't that great, even when there are amazing covers with them. But the interior art on this one is actually really solid across the board, but there's some really cool images, and I put them in that short. But I just really love the background, the color, that deep blue, or not deep blue, the kind of like the aqua blue. It just really sets this one apart. But this was $140. All right, now on to the slabs. First one here, this is from the Bobby Blue collection. I had picked this one up maybe like 5 months ago, something like that. This is awesome cover. This is an Al Feldstein cover. This is Tales from the Crypt, number 22, and just an incredible copy of this book. 7.5 is a very, very nice copy of this book. The colors on this one, and I've said that a number of times about those Bobby Blue books, colors are just amazing on this copy. But it's got the little Al Feldstein signature block down there. Great kind of like zombie cover with this guy who is not having a great day. But 7.5 creamed off white pages, great book. And this one was $2,300. So pretty pricey book. I mean, I've said that before, these upper grade, these higher grade ECs, they are not common and they command quite a bit of money. And this is relatively early EC. This is for the Pre-Code Horror. It's 1951. All right, so that is the first book. Second book is also from the Bobby Blue collection. This one, again, just one of my favorite Tales from the Crypt covers. And this is also a 7.5. This is Tales from the Crypt number 28. I showed this book actually in a very recent video that I had received it, and it sold very quickly because, I mean, it's awesome. It's an awesome cover. It's amazing grade. It presents really well, just bright colors, like deep reds. And it's just got this guy who is having a terrible day. And I know somebody said I have a dark sense of humor for thinking this is kind of like a humorous cover, but it's just like, it's the facial expressions on this guy. It's how in earlier issues, like he always seems to find himself in trouble. Tales from the Crypt 23, I think it is. He gets like trapped in a mausoleum. You know, there's always things, either 23 or 21, one of those. There's just always things happening to this guy. It just kind of makes me laugh. But 7.5 Bobby Blue collection, also an Al Feldstein cover, even though he did not put his signature block on this one. Feldstein cover, and just a great book. And I don't remember if I said the price. This one was $1,000. So $1,000 for this book in a 7.5. All right, so that is number 2. Now, the next two, these are ones that I picked up very recently, just like that Tales from the Crypt number 28. This one, I think, has something especially cool with it that I showed in another video. It'll either be before this or after this, depending on the order that I put these out. This is Haunt of Fear number 20. This is a Gaines file copy, and so It'll get the pedigree label, you know, if you submit it and you want the gold label, you can get the gold label with this one. It is a 9.2 white pages. So 9.2 white pages done by, let's see, did he sign this one? Yes, he did. Ghastly Graham Ingalls. You got the little signature block down there, and just cool book. Again, great colors, high grade EC. And the extra with this one that is really cool is that this one comes with this certificate of authenticity for when these were, you know, you can see on here. This is certified that the EC comic book, which accompanies the certificate, is from the personal collection of Bill Gaines, publisher of EC Comics. These comics were wrapped at the time of publication and were unwrapped by Bob Overstreet and Russ Cochran under the supervision of Bill Gaines. Overstreet ranked the copies in each package in order of the best condition, and Cochran placed each book in a mylar sleeve. The certificate should always be kept with this comic book. It is valid only when initialed below. And that's the cool thing. It's got the initials of William Gaines, Bob Overstreet, and Russ Cochran. So this was issue 11 of 11, Haunt of Fear, number 20. So he had 11 copies. 11 copies of this book were file copies. So, and that's true with a lot of the EC books, and it's why you often have this big gap in grades where there's a number of these like high grade 9.0 plus type books that are Gaines file copies, and then a lot of ECs that are lower grade in the, you know, VG and below. But yeah, cool that it has that certificate with it as well. You know, it has those signatures on it. I thought that's something extra with that. And this was $2,400. All right, now next book here, and then I actually forgot, there's one more raw that I sold and had to ship out, and so I'll just show I'll show actually a graded copy of it and talk a little bit about the raw copy. So this one is a key from the Haunt of Fear run. This is the first appearance of the Old Witch. This is Haunt of Fear number 16. It also has this little 2 next to it because it's technically the second issue in the run. It actually loops, and so you have another copy or another issue that has the number 16. This is the earlier one. This is from 1950. This is back when they are, I've said before, like a little more understated for the horror. You know, you've just got these two people who are here to kill this vampire and a vampire in the background. Not any like brutal murder or anything like that. But got that first appearance of the Old Witch in here. Amazing colors on this copy. The yellow just really pops on the cover there, and a book that I had never owned before. I thought it was really cool to be able to get a copy of this one, especially in this high grade. So this one, Haunt of Fear number 16 in an 8.0, sold for $1,900. All right, so the last one, I've got a graded copy here just to be able to show the book, but I had a raw copy that I sold of Weird Fantasy 18. So here's a graded copy, very nice copy, again, one that I picked up recently. 8.0 has this well-known classic Ray Bradbury story inside and an amazing Feldstein cover. He also did not put his signature block on this one, but I've talked about this book a number of times. I seem to pick this book up whenever I feel like I can get it for a reasonable price because I think the cover is great. Awesome sci-fi cover, always catches my attention. Tons of little details and everything all over the cover there that I just respect that he put all, it feels like he put all this extra work into this cover. Those are the covers that really do catch my attention, especially in EC. But the raw copy that I sold for $360. This one is more than $360. But those were all the books that I sold this week. I also had that one Millie the Model 27 that I picked up as well. The total sales for those books was $8,245. So that was my comic sales for this week, so I can go out and buy more comic books. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, all that kind of stuff. I got more videos over here if you'd like to watch some of my other videos. Subscription button is right here. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video.